Hi and welcome to my channel. It's so good to have you here. So in today's video, we'll be discovering 3 types of inks to use in your journal. Acrylic inks, alcohol inks, ink pads to do some stamping. You don't need to be an artist, you don't need to know how to draw. This approach is accessible for everyone. My name is Natalie McLeod. I'm a counselor and certified in the New Creative Journal approach, which is an approach that was created by Anne-Marie Jobin, an art therapist in Quebec. So without further ado, let's dive in. So before we begin, try to find something to protect your table. The first inks are acrylic inks. They come in different colors and are highly pigmented. They are water-based and can be easily thinned in water. So I'm spraying my page with water first and dab a little ink on the spread. The effect is magical. As you can see, it forms various shapes with the water. You can make your page cry, which is a wonderful way to express a feeling such as sadness or pain. I'm spraying more water as I'm going to add another color. And wow, look at this effect, like flowers blooming on your page. Then again, I'm spreading the ink on my page. You may want to be mindful of the colors you choose. Blue and red make purple, but if we mix too many colors, you may end up with a muddy color. To speed up the drying process, you can dab a little cloth on paper. This can create more arty effects actually. Or you can use a heat gun or hairdryer. And this process has given me a bit of a moody background, which is appropriate to express low moods. So you can stick an image on the background and write around it or all over your page, and you can also do whatever you feel led to. I can also use markers or felt pens, which are thicker than pencil or handwriting pens, so quite effective to express harder emotions. You can make a happier page. I'm looking for a meaningful image here. This can be used not only during a journal process, but at the end, as we always finish on a positive note in the New Creative Journal. You can also use paint for this activity, so go ahead and explore what you can do with inky backgrounds. The possibilities are endless and so much fun. In the New Creative Journal, you often get surprises. 2 little stains were left from my previous activity. The idea is to create something out of this. We could see marks as mistakes, but with the Creative Journal there are no mistakes. It is about transforming, turning something meaningless into something meaningful. It is a powerful way to help change our mindsets, which tends to see the negative most of the time. Looking at these 2 marks, I could see 2 little birds, so I decided to bring them to life by drawing the rest of their bodies and giving them a branch they could both sit on. I wanted to use my new pencils, so I colored them in. It was so much fun. Then you can make them think and you can make them speak. The spontaneous drawing technique taps into our intuition, which can also give us answers. A story was suddenly born out of these 2 ink marks. What you can also do is to put a few drops of inks onto your page, then use a straw to blow on your ink marks. These interesting shapes suddenly appeared on my page. Then I felt the need to add other colors. And when blowing on your page, it is also breathing out. So you can imagine the stress leaving your body to be transformed into something arty and pretty. You can do this as many times as you want. Then on my page I saw a garden, so I wanted to add some soil for the plants which had appeared. You can then journal by writing on the stems or anywhere else on your page. I wanted to draw something there, but it did not work the way I wanted. So as I mentioned previously, there are no mistakes in the new creative journal. It is about transforming. Mistakes are happy accidents. These skills we learn in the journal can be transferable in life. Rather than seeing mistakes everywhere, it is about wondering how we can transform an unpleasant situation into something more bearable. So here I'm adding some ink and creating more stems. Then I felt the garden needed some light, and this bright yellow was just right. You can add a word to your creation to finish your page. Perfect word, magical. Magic is a process of transformation. How accurate. I am now going to show you what you can do with alcohol inks. They are quite difficult to remove and can stain your fingers a little. Wash them thoroughly with soap and water if that happens, or you may want to wear gloves. I'm dabbing a few dots on my page, and you can take the excess off with a cloth, but they tend to dry fairly quickly. I added more colours and sprinkled some too. How fun! Alcohol inks are vibrant. They can create translucent effects. These little dots needed stems, so I drew some soil and the stems with it. This activity can be used for celebrating achievements or for growth. It is also a way to explore your creativity and try things out. So here I decided to draw some petals roughly. Again, we are not making a perfect page. It is not an art journal. It is about expressing, exploring, and giving ourselves permission to have some fun. You can then journal around or on your flowers, on the stems, or in the soil. Our final ink activity is stamping. There is a wide range of various ink pads out there. Distress Inks, Stays-On ink pads which are waterproof, or VersaFine is another brand. They come in smaller sizes. So I'm going to play with inks by stamping them all over my page. This is a great way to let the stress out. So spend a good 5 minutes stamping, using various inks and colours until you feel the need to stop. I'm using Distress ink on here, but it can smudge, which is not a big deal, but thought I would let you know. So you can create a background for other things you may want to add to your page. You can add words from a magazine. You can add images or simply write feeling words, anything you like or feel led to do. Always stay with your page once a process is complete. Another idea is to journal over your stamped page. Or if it is a happy page, you may want to cut out a little square from your page and turn it into a tag or a bookmark to take along with you as a reminder of your beautiful process. The world is your oyster. Until next time, thank you for watching and goodbye.